What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we dive into our Boros Reanimate deck, a deck that's focused around returning enchantments and artifacts back from the graveyard with playing some spells that can get them out for a cheaper mana cost than maybe what they initially cost. One card being Brilliant Restoration, as it's a 7 mana return all artifacts and enchantment cards from the graveyard to the battlefield, which is definitely very good. The other card being Repair and Recharge, a 5 mana return target artifact, enchantment, or planeswalker card from our graveyard to the battlefield. Then we get to create a tap Power Stone token. Both these cards are going to help us get things back maybe in a timely manner. If we get like something like a 10 mana 10/10 out on turn 5, that's definitely pretty sweet. Worst case scenario, we have to wait a couple more turns and get Brilliant Restoration out. But we play a lot of key cards that help us dig a little bit deeper into our deck to hopefully find these cards or even throw them into the graveyard to then set ourselves up for, the reanimate spells as the game progresses. I mean, the best case scenario would be possibly doing this on turn 5, but likely we're probably going to settle around somewhere around turn 7 or so, I would say. And we play a lot of cards that help us maybe get us there card wise, well, giving us card advantage being things like Cathartic Pyre, which we can discard 2 cards and draw that many cards, or even if we need to, we have spot removal built into it. We have Bitter Reunion, a 2-mana enchantment that when it enters the battlefield, we can discard a card. If we do, we draw 2 cards, and we can sacrifice it and give target creature we control haste at end of turn, which is definitely very key because this ends up in the graveyard and we reanimate this back onto the battlefield with all our other artifacts or enchantments that come on the battlefield. We can give the whole team haste and possibly, swing all out on one turn and finish off our opponent that way. We also have things like Big Score, another card that we can discard a card and draw 2 cards and create 2 treasures. This spell in itself can help us ramp up and get deeper into our deck, as well as things like Restoration of Aganjo, a card that kind of helps us, ramp up in the sense that we get to get a plains from our deck. On turn 2, on the second chapter, we can discard it, return a card with a convert mana cost 2 or less, either being land or even the Bitter Reunion, and then kind of get in the battlefield taps, which is definitely not that bad. And if this comes in the battlefield, then we get to draw cards with the second chapter. And then third chapter, we get the 3/4. Fable the Mirror Breaker. This card in itself is a good card for any deck that plays red, just because it creates a 2/2 shaman that when it attacks, we get to create a treasure token. On chapter 2, we can discard 2 cards and draw that many cards. And on chapter 3, we get the Reflection of Kiki Jiki, which in turn then can copy things that we have on the battlefield and immediately have them attack. If we can get this into the graveyard, as well as, things like Bitter Reunion, we can copy things like Rust Goliath immediately and then all of a sudden swing out against our opponent, which is definitely going to be very good. And we're just going to dive into some games to kind of see how this deck overall performs. Opponent goes first, yet again. Hand is slow because our lands are coming to the battlefield tap, but we do have a lot of things at 3, so if we can get to 3, I think we're okay. So hopefully we're playing against someone who's not playing a super quick deck, but Brothers War could help us in that. So if they kind of start filling up the battlefield with a bunch of creatures, that's actually not bad for us. And next turn we're going to take a little bit of a hit, just because we won't be able to do anything to this battlefield. And they got soldiers again. Now the real question is, do they have something to do with these soldiers? Because they have a lot. And they're just sitting here on 3 mana, not doing much. That's fine. And yeah, your gut instinct always tells you to attack. But we're in a good position to Brothers End here and be able to deal with this battlefield pretty efficiently, so that's good for us. And then maybe we can start getting our game plan on the battlefields. I'll probably keep Sokuzan just because. And our opponent decides to not... They decide to do that flash speed. It's very... It's a weird line, I would say, but that's fine. Whatever they put the token on, I mean, I could block with my Combat Thresher. It's not a big deal. And they're going to put the token there. I'll take 4. Okay, so we need to do something to this battlefield. So I think I play Sokuzan. And we'll play Fable. And we'll say go. Alright, opponent just got more. Putting the counter there, which is very interesting. Yeah, I don't think that's a good play on their end if they were to actually do something like that. It's not bad. We'll Pyre first. And we'll say go. We're not dead, though this is going to hurt a little bit. And we'll Ganja one of these. And I think we chump. And we just take 3. And then we can use the reflection here if we need to. I think we play this, and we'll draw, hopefully land. Cathartic Pyre is not bad. And then we say go. So they're definitely in top deck mode as well. And then we'll burn that. And even though we're low, we're in a good position. And we draw. And we swing for 4. And we end turn. And they don't have haste, so I'm not worried about that. And I think we get rid of the bit of reunion for the big score. So they gotta have something. Sure. And we'll just big score now. Alright, and we'll just Cathartic Fire here. I think we're good. I think we're in the driver's seat here. We'll get a planes. We'll draw. We'll discard our planes. We'll draw 2 more. And we will just make a copy of this. We draw again. I guess they're saying good game. Not sure. If they don't draw an answer, they gotta pretty much scoop, right? Because that's fine. Yeah, I mean, they're at 8. We copy next turn regardless. We copy the 3/3. They block. Marrow blocks one of the 3/3s. They take 6. 8 right there. I mean, we also can get one of their creatures and also do something with that if we wanted to. But overall, we locked it up. Hey, if you're liking the deck, I have it linked down in the description below if you want to check it out. And if you're also liking the video, remember to hit that like button. Definitely helps out the channel. With that being said, let's get back into the next game. Opponent goes first again. Hand's okay. We can draw hopefully into land. We have removal, so I think it's an okay hand. Mono black. We'll say go. And their only priority hold is that they can do the 1 mana ability. Sure. We'll get rid of the Gix. That's great. We'll get rid of a restoration. We'll get rid of one of our repair and recharges. There we go. Land. We'll give all our creatures haste. Sure. I mean, repair and recharge is not something we're going to get back. Okay, you take our spells. You could have gotten rid of a Gix unless you have a way to get back Gix. Huh. Weird. Seems like a weird play by our opponent. I think I'm just going to Brotherhood's End and just kind of fresh the board up. Just because I don't want to have to deal with those. We'll say go. And we can Fable next turn. I don't know what else that entails. Perfectly fine.
Those who get in my way tend to regret it.
They have less cards than I do. And I have ways of getting things back from my graveyard, so if anything, they're benefiting me. That's actually a card I want them to discard, or make me discard. So I think I actually set up a Restoration, and then see what they do. We have Plains. We'll say go. I mean, they're gonna hit their hand bigger than they're hitting my hand. That's fine. You can get rid of my Restoration, I guess. Nice. So, they didn't do anything about that. We can discard this, right? Yeah, that's fine. We'll get it back. And play the battlefields. I should discard the Goliath. It's a misplay by me, but it's fine. And now they have to kind of deal with the battlefields.
We all have things we'd rather forget.
They pass on cut down from being a thing. Sure, you can discard the... You can eat the Goliath. That's perfectly fine. But Liliana's probably dead, unless they have other removal. And we'll discard. And... we'll return this. And we'll do this. And these two will go here, and this will go face. And now you're behind.
That's my cue to leave.
So what do you got for me? Invoke is good. Yeah, Invoke's great. And you can get rid of that. You want to attack? No, you don't want to attack. Scared. Discard. And we create a bunch of things. You got to block the 10/10 or you're dead. Exaxes. Okay. Okay, went well for mono black. Even with the misplay by me not discarding the 10/10 earlier and having it getting eaten up, wasn't a big deal. Opponent goes first again. It's a very slow hand. Double Restoration doesn't feel great open in hand wise. One's fine, but two is kind of like... And double tap land without, you know, and that being our only land source that we know of is kind of slow. So I feel like it's a mulligan. Double Restoration again, but we'll put one on the bottom. But it's much better. Mono blue. This should be fun. Just put too much value on the battlefield that they can't deal with. Okay, never mind. It's Izzet. Izzet's cool. See if they have interaction. Sure. Need a second white source. So Grixis. They're surveilling and drawing. So what kind of deck are they? Are they just like control deck? So they don't surveil at all. So they keep what they have on top, so they draw both cards. Another tap land, so maybe they're just making sure they hit lands. Maybe we'll just do the same and we'll say go. And I mean, the one downside is our mana base is not great right now to cast. All right. I mean, it's an additional cost, so... Portal? If you allow us to. That's fine. Can I draw? It's an artifact. Yeah, go for the throat doesn't work. It's going to draw me a card regardless of whatever you do to it. Nice. And we got a land. And we have double green, we have double white. So, I mean, we have some good stuff here. Big score. So they're a big score deck. And they have Slip Out the Back, which is interesting. Are they like... My assumption is they're like a big snake, or not big snake, they're one of those combat thresher type people, like style decks. I could just play Rust Goliath. Is there stick? Well, they have mana open. And our opponent's playing on full control, or they have interaction. I'll swing. I literally think our opponent's playing on full control. All right, you can counter it. It's just a 3/5. You can bounce it. You can do whatever if you want to do something about it. You could cast a spell from your hand that you have. Like you know, bounce it back to my hand. Fires. You had 4 cards in hand. Yeah. Miss the fires. You have to have the 5th card. It doesn't count fires as one of the cards. So maybe they had that last turn and they were just wondering if they wanted to use it on a 1/1. Okay. They could just destroy an artifact, right? We'll get rid of a Cathartic Pyre. And I guess we'll play the 3/3. And we'll autopay. I don't want to... Oh, okay. That works. I completely forgot that it does the colorless side of it. It doesn't matter right now. It doesn't attack, so I just have to choose. Sure. You're going to allow me to play it for more, I guess. So they are literally a Leer / Kraken style deck, I'm assuming. But they're at 5 mana, which is not good for a control deck. Memory Deluge. I think next turn's a Restoration turn. If we draw a land, I think it's almost guarantees GG's. But I think if we're in a position that they're pretty much tapped down, except for a single blue, I think this is the play. And a land. And we'll discard... Yeah, we'll discard the Seraph. And we play the land, and we crack this. And that's 16. It's not lethal, but they're not happy about it. They're at 2. You got another Abrade? Because I have an answer in case they have an Abrade. Because I can get it back as well with the portal. Sure. We'll swing. And we'll give it lifelink. Sure, we'll curate for Fate and Hope, I'm assuming. They can't answer both things. They could put something in front of it, but unfortunately Trample's going to go over, hit them that way, and then they also have 6 damage coming from the side, so they need to have 2 like Fate and Hopes would be the only thing they can do in that position. If you're liking the content on the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It definitely helps out a lot. Also, if you want to go the extra mile, you can simply click the join button. You can join the channel and become a member for as little as $1. That will also help support the channel. Now back to the next game. All right, we're on the play again. Hand's better, I think, just because we have like Restoration and Fable in our hand. So play tap land, get that out of the way. I think we play second tap land just because don't really have a turn 2 play anyway. And then I think we get Fable down on turn 3. Mardu. Mardu. And I think they have removal because there's weird stick. So more than likely gonna see this go away. All right, that's fine. I'll keep my 2/2. Our opponent's also hand was full of tap lands. Sweet. So they didn't really do much on their turn, and I think we just Restoration and we kind of keep going. Search for planes. Not really under pressure to do a ton here. And our opponent could like play just an Angel if that's what they want, or they're gonna destroy Evil, which yet again works into our strategy because I mean it's not a big deal that that you know those cards are going to the graveyard because we can eventually get them back. Sure, they don't have anything that's of value from their graveyard yet. I actually think we get rid of the Brotherhood's End. I don't think it's going to be useful in this matchup. I mean, it's possible it could be. It's just not useful now. So how many we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, I think we play another Fable. And we say go. And we have a Ganjo open here, so we can Ganjo their Angel if they decide to attack him with it. If that's what they decide to do. Sure. Well, Ganjo. They don't get any sort of effect. It goes back to their hand. They have to recast it. We'll discard these two. Play battlefields, and then we'll restoration. I'll get a plains. Draw some cards. Sacrifice their only creature. We'll swing it for 4. And I guess we say go. I don't know. I mean, it could be a little greedy that we're going to get another plains, but definitely interesting. Discard this. We'll get this back. We'll discard the plains. We'll get this back. Summon 0. And we'll play Big Angel. And we'll target this, and we'll give it flying. And we swing in. All right, it'll come back to our hand. Any blocks? No blocks. And we get it back, and it's now a 7-mana 7/7. And what is our opponent left to do from this position? They could play their Sarah. I mean, that's a play. Archangel Wrath. Makes sense. We'll get our reflection back to our hand. Alright, and thingy thing. That, I think we start off with a big score. And we discard this. Nope. But might as well play another one. An autopay. And I guess we put here and here. Vigilance. And we swing in. That's 9, and we're going to gain 4. And our opponent's not in a great position at all. Not at all. And I'm not going to swing with the 2/2 on the ground that they can block with the 2/3/4. That makes no sense. And our opponent's now just going to rope us because they're upset. I don't know. Sure. I'll play Fable of the Mirror Breaker. And then we get to discard. We're not going to play the land because we can discard these cards. They have to deal with our board with 3 cards. And they only have 1 creature that gains 3 life at the moment. So they need to play board presence and they can't attack. So that hurt you more than it hurt me. Because it only grabbed tokens and everything else costs their normal cost. Tons of lands. More lands. Which one? We'll give that Vigilance. We'll give it Lifelink. We'll give it Lifelink. And we swing all in. Because they can't block in any sort of meaningful way that does anything. And we are back. So, I mean, overall, the deck went and did pretty well. I would say it's a okay-ish deck. Not sure how super competitive it is, as it is limited against decks that play ways to interact or kind of, you know, stop what we're trying to do here, whether it's graveyard hate or ways of essentially being more aggressive than we can kind of put on the battlefield. But overall, it's still a fun deck. It's one of those things where, you know, you put things in the graveyard and all of a sudden you play one spell and they all just come back and your opponent just left, oh my god, this just happened to me kind of effects, which is definitely always a fun thing. I don't know if this is something that you should play in the rank up ladder, but it is definitely something you can maybe make a couple tweaks here and there. Maybe we'll see some better play. I wonder if there needs some more additional spot removal spells in the early game, or maybe some sort of board wipe spell like, you know, burn down the house, or maybe additional Brotherhood's End, as I do think those are some key cards, especially against the more aggressive decks of the best of one format that usually typically exists, especially in depending on what rank of ladder you are in. But still, nonetheless, it's a deck to check out. It's a deck, if you have the cards, you can go ahead and play it. It is a fun deck. I'll have it linked down in the description below if you want to check it out yourself and import it into Arena. But if you're new here, you like the video, hit that like button. Definitely helps out a lot. If you want to know when I post new videos like this one here on the channel, hit that subscribe button. And until next time, I'll see you in the next video.